All right, chat. Also, I want to talk to you guys about some stuff. So I did want to talk to you guys about some things, man. So I did go to the doctor. I went to a nose, throat, ear doctor, and dude, it went really well. The doctor's like worked with a bunch of artists, like very famous singers before and stuff. So I was a little bit skeptical just because the price was so crazy, but honestly, it was worth every dollar. Basically, when I went, I got everything checked out from my vocal cords to my nostrils to my ears, everything. Basically, just everything was completely checked out. I have a video of it. But my vocal cords are pretty bad. And it's mainly not because of the screaming and the yelling. It's mainly because I was screaming and yelling when I was sick, which makes sense. And apparently I do have really bad allergies, which I didn't know about, which would make sense as to why I sound so mucusy sometimes or a little bit nasally. But basically she said that at all these events, if I was sick or throughout times where I didn't get enough sleep and got sick, I should not have been yelling. Obviously, that makes sense. And it has now damaged my vocal cords to a point of like pretty moderate damage. Nothing where it's like severe or like I need immediate surgery. But I did get so much damage to my vocal cords that from being sick and yelling or having allergies and yelling that it is now ripped off like pretty much part of my vocal cords missing. Basically like part of my vocal cords will not literally like ever, it'll never be the same because they don't make like a piece of skin that you can make to add on to your vocal cords. So basically my vocal cords can't fully close anymore. But she did offer some like immediate help, which was I can get surgery and they inject steroids into your vocal cords and will overall like slowly take the inflammation out and slowly heal the vocal cords. I won't be able to talk for a week after that, so I wouldn't be able to stream, obviously. I literally can't say a single word for a whole week. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm able to talk a little bit, but not yell. But basically, she has advised me to like stop speaking so loudly. And that's not really something I'm used to. So I'm going to hone in a little bit more on talking closer to my mic, stop speaking so loud. But she said the screaming and stuff is normal. It's like a part of your vocal cords that you're just gonna have to deal with, other than just like, you know, properly screaming. You can properly scream, you can unproperly scream. I was doing obviously the wrong way. But the issue was being sick on top of yelling and doing very, very long days. Now, I don't really care. I don't really mind how I sound, but you could obviously tell a difference between 5 years ago and now. So I'm gonna be taking some advancements to like definitely, you know, help my voice out a little bit and move my mic a little bit closer to my mouth, raise the mic volume up, but talk a little bit lower and not scream so much. So what I'm going to probably do is get that surgery, take a week off, which will definitely hurt the preg grind, obviously. But I do think it's something I need to do because she said at one point, if you continue to not take care of your vocal cords, you're going to sound worse and worse. And you don't want to hurt your voice to a point where you can't really talk because it hurts so much. So yeah, I think I'm going to do it very soon because we have Pro League starting out on August 30th. So I'm going to take some time for like a week, get surgery. But I don't know what we're going to do, though. I don't know when I'm going to do it, so we'll figure it out. But I think I literally have to do it because I don't want to wake up to a point one day where I just literally can't talk. Like, that shit blows ass. Yeah, Adam, I'm trying, dude. But she said it's like, you know, I'll never get back to 100%.
Oh, my God, guys. Let's lock it in. First game, first dub.
I ain't broken.
Oh, my God.
But she said, yeah, I'll never get back to 100% better.
What's wrong with broken moon?
Like 30, 40, 50% better and just sound better overall. And she also advises me now to like talk a little bit less loud, which we'll see how it goes. I mean, I definitely will get a second opinion, but I'm going to be honest, bro, I trust her. I have the videos, everything. She's really, really good at what she does. Yeah, she's an absolute beast, dude. She's like a renowned doctor throughout everything.
Your comments on design is unfair. He IGO'd to 4th and possibly a 1st if it wasn't for enemy Digiday. I don't know why you're taking that away from him. And if design would have forgot about Digiday and sold, your community wouldn't have wouldn't let him hear the end of it. Enemy's getting a free pass. Yeah. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think that's something that like I could go more in depth into, right? Like he did IGL me to 4th place. And I do appreciate that a lot. You know, he during that time, it was a very, very great time. You know what I mean? But you also have to consider the things outside of that. You know what I mean? Like, he was a very difficult person to, you know, team with and play with. And all through that time leading up to that. And even though like that part kind of, you know, it kind of balances out. You know what I mean? And I think it's, you know, he has a big positive, big negative, but they counter, and that's great, you know? But then you also have to bring up the more recent one, the Japan one, where he came back home and essentially shit talked to me and kind of just added more hate to me for honestly no reason. I think that's like something that, I mean, I think that's pretty unfair, you know, saying I have like main character syndrome, saying that essentially this entire land was like my fault. And then Zach Mazer goes and VOD reviews and watches it. And then he pretty much kind of, he essentially denies it and said that he also counter called the fuck out of me. And other pro players also agree, which, you know, I feel like also there's just like other things outside of that, like, you know, in terms of his personality or, you know, things overall, like I've said and tried to do a lot of things to help him, you know, on a personal level. And yeah, like I said, I think in terms of trying and caring about teammates, I feel like Enemy and Design were two teammates that I genuinely tried my absolute hardest to, you know, help, even outside of the game. And for him to kind of do that to me was kind of, you know, I'm done. I'm like, you know what I mean?
Phony feeling any better now? He's had it rough now. As soon as he went back to Houston and immediately had to go back to the hospital. And now supposedly he might have kidney stones. He's just getting cooked all around right now. I'm not gonna lie. He's got to go to the hospital like 5 different times in the last month. He is having a rough chat. Prayers for Phony.
We have a tournament tomorrow. 100 Thieves, Phony can't play, so they asked me to sub in because Bronzy, you know, is my roommate, and he's like, please play. So we'll sub in for our last dance. I get to IGL again, yippee! I thought you were done. Yeah, I'm done from like competing. Like I'm done competing in Apex, like ALGS and like Pro League and all that stuff. Like I'm not gonna be scrimming, but I'm out. If someone like needs me to play like a content creator tourney, I'll do that. Obviously this tomorrow isn't a content creator tourney, but I mean I also qualified for this tourney myself. But NRG is Sykes is like not here and stuff like that. If a team needs a sub, okay? If a team needs a sub and they want me to play and practice for like 2 weeks, maybe a month, then I'll play. I'll play one, not multiple, okay? They just need a sub, okay? That's it. But other than that, no. Yeah, I would be an emergency sub for a LAN, but I'm not competing like ever again like that. I'm not going back into pro play, none of that. So me in Japan competing could be a possibility because for those who also wanted to know, I will probably go to Japan Champs in general to watch. So if anybody was planning, so those are the people who, for the Japanese fans, because actually some of them messaged me, asked if I'm still going. I'm still going to go to Japan Champs and go like watch and, you know, stuff like that. Maybe even try to be a part of the broadcast, like a shoutcaster for a little bit, you know, like a surprise guest or whatever. Not surprise, but you know.